Last week, President Yoweri Museveni called for the resurrection of the national carrier, the Uganda Airlines, an idea that for a long time he had given a deaf ear. Much as it sounds good to be true, Makerere University lecturer of History and Development Studies, Mwambustya Ndebesa, is of the view that the very reasons that led to its downfall, among others, must be addressed, warning of political interference.
There were very many voices that required that there should be a good balance between the state-led economy and the private sector-led economy. But President Museveni, under the guidance of the IMF, World Bank, and what they call the Chicago School, went ahead and did the extreme privatization.
He argues that government lacks the will to capitalize the Uganda Development Corporation, a body tasked with running state enterprises, and adds that the cargo handling section must be restored since it was the most profitable division of the airline.
Unfortunately for Uganda Airlines, it may not be as profitable as it should be unless and until it is also tied up with handling cargo. Uganda Air handling cargo or handling cargo, which is the most profitable, cargo handling. Now the cargo handling services were privatized to enhance, and that is why it would be very difficult for Uganda Airlines to survive only on air travel tickets without the handling services that were privatized. So that is a problem.
The national carrier, which had been in operation since 1977, crumbled when the government tried to privatize it in 1999. All interested bidders pulled out at the last minute, compelling the government to liquidate the company in 2001. In 2007, a privately owned Air Uganda came on board and was widely considered as the country's carrier until 2014, when its license was revoked on safety grounds. Government has previously responded to those wishing for the restoration of the airline that the process was more complex than what meets the eye. On whether it's complex or not, Professor Ndebesa opines that there has been a paradigm change of mindset in which the government must move towards a state-led economy of managing strategic services, as is the case with regional neighbors and the developed world.
There has recently the Uganda Development Corporation Act, I think bill was passed, and maybe it is already an act. This is a Uganda Development Corporation is supposed to be handling all state enterprises. But unfortunately, in the recent budget, there was no budget for the Uganda Development Corporation, which would be the holding company that would hold state corporations, business corporations. So it seems there is no streamlined shift to balance the state-led and private sector-led, because Uganda Development Corporation management should be the one to give the design, the ideas, and to evaluate and monitor Uganda Airlines and indeed any other state corporation. So there is still a gray area here unless and until the Uganda Development Corporation is fully functional, is fully funded, so that it oversees Uganda Airlines, in addition to ensuring that when Uganda Airlines is restored, they should also restore the cargo handling, because if Uganda Airlines is handling cargo handling for all the airlines that come to Entebbe, it will be more profitable because you don't spend much in cargo handling.
The government has stated that the carrier would reclaim international routes previously operated by it, much as there has been suggestions that the international rights were sold to Kenya Airways, an allegation the government denied.